Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to film a look inspired by my blue top. I do a lot of very wearable looks, so I thought I would do something for those of you that like to wear a little bit of blue. This is today's makeup look. I want to keep it really simple and easy to create, so I'm going to use the Caviar sticks by Mercier because those kind of like products such as the nude sticks ones are so easy to use. Everybody can pick them up, whether you're a beginner, young, mature. It suits everybody because cream-based products are flattering for all ages. As it's the height of summer, I'm going to do a little bit of a dewy finish to the skin, so keeping it quite fresh. I want it to be very, very lightweight as well. So let's get on with the tutorial. So the first product I'm going to use on the skin is this new Superfood Glow Priming Moisturiser by Elemis. It has a beautiful sheen and it works as a really good base for your makeup, especially if you want a dewy finish. You can see from the pot that it is slightly coloured, so it will just give you a very subtle tint to the skin. So I'm going to take a brush and just pop this onto the skin. I'm using a duo fibre brush because I think this works all products into the skin really well, whether it's a foundation, a primer, a moisturiser. So you'll see that this adds a beautiful sheen to the skin. It's not frosted, it doesn't have tiny little light reflecting pigments as such, not visible ones. It's so fine that it really is just a beautiful sheen. So you can see once it starts to settle in, it really does give you a glass-like finish to your skin. For my base today, I'm going in with the bareMinerals Complexion Rescue. This has been a firm favourite of mine for a few years. I've used it a couple of times this year already, and it's a tinted hydrating cream. The colour I'm going to use is Tan 07. So I believe there are about 20 shades available, which is really good. And again, this is a moisturiser similar to the one we've just used, but with a bit more of a tint to it. So we really are giving the skin a lot of hydration today. It will add a subtle tint and just even out the skin. And then we can go in with a little bit of concealer in those areas that we want a bit more coverage. I'm just going straight in with the same brush that we've already used. Nice and simple, taking it over the eyes as well, just to even out the skin. This is a sheer coverage as you can see, but it's definitely buildable to a medium coverage. For concealer, I'm going to go in with the Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. The shade I have is 2N, which is 2 Neutral. I used this a lot last year. When it sort of first came about, and it's just so nice. So I'm going to pop this on the centre of the face, a little bit down my nose, a little bit around here where I get redness, just a small amount here in the centre. And because the concealer is a little bit lighter, it adds a bit of brightness to the centre of the face. It doesn't make it look as flat. So even if you don't really need concealer, sometimes if you're wearing something that's super lightweight on your skin, it's a nice way just to lighten the centre of your face to make it look that little bit more flawless. But if you don't need concealer, it's not a necessity. Next up, I'm going in with the Chanel Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream. So I'm going to use a synthetic brush, put a little bit in, and then work that on the tops of the cheeks. This is the newer formulation. Definitely miss the scent of the original. If you saw my other video using this, you'll remember I said it kind of reminds me of the smell of rapeseed oil, which I despise. I hate it. It reminds me of having really bad hay fever. It smells gross. I am only going to powder through the centre of the face. This is going to help to keep the skin looking beautiful, glowy and healthy. Oh, I forgot to say I did my brows off camera. I do have so many tutorials on brows. To set the skin, I'm going to use the Mercier translucent powder. I like to pop a small amount into my hand and then use the powder puff to press that into the powder until it almost completely disappears. And this really does help to mattify and keep everything in place for longer. But again, because it's a natural look, you don't really want to be baking and having it all kind of like powdery. You just want it to be very soft. So really work it into the skin by pressing it until it's no longer powdery. Mercier Caviar sticks in the kind of blue tones. We've got a silver, we've got a deep blue, then we've got a kind of like frosted lighter blue shade, and then this kind of cool grey blue. The first shade I'm taking is called Off the Grid, which is a really beautiful kind of frosted silver. This is going to act as a really nice highlight. It's a cool colour, so it works beautiful if you've got grey eyes, or any tone really. It looks so nice. And you can literally just use it straight from the bullet. I'm going to add it here again, and you don't even need a brush to blend it, you can just use your fingers. They're so soft. So just pull it across onto the inner corner, inner third of your mobile lid, and then just pat it off with your finger, and then that will create a bit of a gradient. Then I'm going in with this shade called Blue Seal, which is a powder blue. So pretty, and it kind of reminds me of the colour of my top. From the inner corner where we've just applied the first shade, maybe 2/3 of the way across, because we want to be able to blend it into the other shade. I'm taking it up into the socket, and then I'm going to just press over that with my finger to soften it. It's so pretty. Now you don't have to use the Laura Mercier ones, they're not the cheapest option. However, there are so many brands now doing cream stick eyeshadows. For example, Scandalized pencils by Rimmel, and they are fantastic. This is a gorgeous blue. I've used it before. So you may well be able to find really good dupes for the colours. I'm also going to put that just on the lower eyelash line below the tear duct. Next I'm going in with this colour here called Poolside, which is a bit more of a shimmery finish. It's kind of like a cool grey blue. Now this is going to go on the outer third of that top lash line and pulling it up onto the mobile lid. It's up to you if you wing it out or you keep it slightly more rounded. If you pat between the two shades, you'll get a nice blend, and then you just reapply. Pat again and then reapply. I ordered a couple more of my favourite MAC brushes. This is the 286S, which is synthetic, slightly tapered, has a nice fluffy point, and it's a duo fibre brush finish, so all the bristles are kind of varied in size, which is really similar to the foundation brush. So I'm just going to use that to softly buff over the outer seam. So I'm just going to reapply. And pull it out a little bit. What I love about working with cream eyeshadows is that you never get fall down. So you can kind of do it all after your base makeup. So again, doing the same on this eye. As long as you work with them quickly, you don't have any issues because they don't have time to set in place. So they're so creamy and really a dream to work with. Also going to take that colour underneath my lower lash line, and then just connect that with the outer corner of the top lid, and then also connect it with the colour that we've got on the inner corner, and then soften that with your brush or your finger. They have the most incredible shine. We've slightly lifted it at the outer edge so the eye goes upwards, but not too high, it doesn't droop. Having it around the circumference of the eye really frames the eye. The next colour I'm taking is called Azure, and this is, I believe it's a matte finish, deep midnight blue. I'm going to pop this on the waterline. Now you don't have to have a colour along the waterline, but I do feel like when you're wearing blue, the pink tones in your eyes tend to look a little bit more vivid. So it's nice to kind of diminish the pink tone. So you could use a cream pencil to diminish the pinky tones, or you can go in with a darker colour. So I'm going to go in with this shade. I also find having a darker blue along the waterline really makes the brown and amber tones in the eyes, when you've got dark eyes like me, look more intense. So creamy and so intense. The colour payoff is incredible. You see how quick that was, and it's so opaque. I'm just going to take a little brush now to work that colour down through those lower eyelashes and onto the blue that we've got underneath those lower lashes, because otherwise it can look like it just stops there, like right along your waterline, and can look quite stark. Whereas if you blend the two shades together, that's not like a midnight blue at all, it's more like a royal blue. Absolutely stunning. That is so intense. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I'm going to take this along the top lash line, so keep it really close to the root of your eyelashes. Use your brush to soften it. And connect the outer corner as well. It's easy if you look straight down into a mirror when you're doing your inner corner with a brush. I actually think you would pick this up and put the pen back down and not think that this is going to be the colour that it is, because as I said, it just looks like a bit of a dark cobalt. Actually, it's so incredible. I'm also going to blink onto this to coat my upper waterline. It's weird when you look right down and you can see your lower eyelash line, there's like a blue hue around. Just going back over with a small amount of the shade Blue Seal and popping that very slightly on top of the darker shade that we just applied to the lash line, and it's going to soften it and help it blend in. High street products are definitely more affordable, however there is a reason many brands are higher priced and you definitely get what you pay for. These are insane, they are so good. Now going back in with Poolside, I'm just going over the areas we've already applied it, but layering them, because now we've got another shade on there. As you layer the products, they just give you so much more of an intense finish. I'm pretty sure at the beginning of this tutorial I said it was going to be something that was really simple and, did I say day wear? Now it may look like it's a complicated look, but I promise you this is so easy. These products are so easy to work with. For eyelashes, I'm going to use these individual clusters by Swede Lashes and Nikki Makeup. These are the No Lash Lash. Really pretty little tiny flares. They also sent me their lash adhesive, so I'm going to give that a go. So you can take them from the very top as opposed to try and pulling them from the bottom, and then that will take off the flare without damaging it. If you want to see how I apply individual cluster lashes, I'm going to link it on screen for you now, and then I'm going to come back after I've done these. The mascara I'm going in with is this one by Marc Jacobs. It's called At Lashed. I've used it before. It's beautiful. It has a really nice tiny tapered tip. Great for getting in the inner corner of your eyelashes and your lower lashes. I really like the formula of this as well because it doesn't smudge, it doesn't flake, and it's easy to remove. So I've applied a very fine layer of the Nikki eyelashes in various lengths and then layered a couple of them on top of each other. So I'm going to apply the mascara to the root of my natural eyelashes. I didn't apply any mascara beforehand. And I'm really impressed with how curly the Swede lashes are. A lot of the individual clusters are quite straight with just a little bit of a flick towards the outer edge. They're like a decurl if you're familiar with lash extensions. So again, if you're not too competent with applying eyelashes, I will link tutorials that I've created on screen for you. Next I'm going in with this really pretty product by Marc Jacobs. It's a new one. It's their Dewy Coconut Face Luminizer, and it's really hard to pick up in photos, but it has a beautiful iridescent pink finish, like mother of pearl but without the green. So I'm going to pop that just on the tops of my cheekbones. I like to apply it underneath bronzer and blush, only because where it is a kind of cooler finish, it can almost make the skin look a little bit white. So I like to apply it and then it will glow from underneath my bronzer and blusher. I know I've already applied some bronzer, but I'm going to apply a little bit more now we've done the eyes. So I'm just going in with a tad more bronzer and very lightly buffing over that luminizer that we've already applied. Like I've said in many of my tutorials before, once you've done the eye makeup, sometimes you can see that the face needs a little bit more bronze or blush, just needs something else to kind of make it look finished. Now the complementary colour to blue is orange, so I'm going to go with a peachy tone on the cheeks and the lips. Obviously I'm going to go for nude sticks. You'll see that the nude peach, which is this one, is a little bit more vibrant, and the sweet peach peony is a bit softer, but it does have more of a glow. I'm going to use my fingers just for my lips. I'm popping a layer of the nude peach down, and then popping a bit of sweet peach peony over the top for a subtle glossy finish. Then I'm going in with sweet peach peony on the cheeks. I'm going to keep it quite high. If we bring it too far forward with such a blue tone on the eyes, we could end up looking a bit clown-like. So if we keep it to the back half of the cheek, it's a bit more subtle. It's quite 80s, isn't it? Like a modern 80s vibe. So let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. I really hope you liked it, even if you're not entirely into blue and you wouldn't wear it. I hope it was still fun to watch. The Caviar sticks by Mercier are incredible. They're so easy to work with and they have an assortment of colours. So even if blue is not your bag, there is definitely something there that you would gravitate towards, even if it's just warm shades that we're so accustomed to recently. Please hit the like button if you haven't already done so, and subscribe if you are new to my channel. If you've got any comments or suggestions for tutorials, leave them in the comment section below. Also, if you have any questions about the tutorial, ask them and I will do my best to get back to you. All the products I've used will be listed and linked in the description bar, whether you're in the US or the UK or the EU. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next week. Bye!